Hello and welcome to the news update on Voice of the People Television. I am David Edwin. We begin the news in the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority awaiting new reports on the sulfur content of diesel from the Dangote Refinery. This comes after the refinery refuted claims of producing inferior fuel. NMDPRA spokesperson George Ita stated that their agency is not engaging in a media dispute. He emphasized that about 15 engineers and scientists are embedded in the Dangote refineries, with their latest report on sulfur content expected today. Earlier reports indicated that NMDPRA Chief Executive Farouk Ahmed claims that Dangote's diesel contains more sulfur than imported diesel. In response to Dangote's allegation of the NMDPRA issuing licenses for importing dirty fuel, Ahmed asserted that the refinery's diesel has higher sulfur content. He then warned against relying solely on the Dangote refinery for fuel supply, citing concerns over energy security and market monopoly. Ahmed noted that the refinery's request to stop issuing import licenses to other marketers is not viable for the nation. Meanwhile, Aliko Dangote has expressed his willingness to sell his $19 billion refinery to Nigeria's state-owned energy company, NNPC Limited. This announcement follows disputes with regulatory authorities and equity partners, leading to allegations of monopoly against Dangote. He suggested that NNPC's acquisition of the refinery could dispel this accusation and alleviate the operational challenges the refinery has faced since its launch. Despite the refinery's potential to alleviate Nigeria's fuel crisis, it has struggled to operate its full capacity due to supply chain issues and regulatory disputes. And in recent developments regarding the Nigerian minimum wage, experts and stakeholders have proposed measures to support micro, small, and medium enterprises amidst the challenges posed by the newly approved 70,000 naira minimum wage. Professor Akpan equated to layoffs, considering the economic hurdles they face, such as foreign exchange instabilities and unreliable power supply. Echoing ECHO's sentiments, Dr. Muda Yusuf, CEO of the Center for Promotion of Private Enterprise, acknowledges the severe operating conditions for businesses in Nigeria, emphasizing macroeconomic challenges and support chain issues affecting profitability and sustainability. Meanwhile, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has called on the government to fulfill promises of support for the private sector to meet the new wage standard. The association stressed the need for exemptions for MSMEs from these obligations due to their operational constraints. Moving on, Nigeria's president has addressed African leaders in Accra, Ghana, highlighting ECOWAS progress and challenges at the 6th Mid-Year Coordination Meeting of the African Union. As chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, President Bola Tinubu outlined key achievements and ongoing initiatives of the West African Community Economic Bloc. Tinubu announced that ECOWAS has activated a standby force to counter terrorism and is exploring funding options. He noted that ECOWAS has supported member states in enhancing electoral processes, deploying election observation missions to Senegal and Togo, which were deemed peaceful and fair. In education and health, Tinubu highlighted the establishment of the West African Network of National Academies of Sciences and African Forum for Research and Innovation. He emphasized ongoing efforts in gender equity, women's empowerment, and harmonizing education systems. Tinubu acknowledged the election of the first female president of the ECOWAS Parliament and the recent activities of the ECOWAS Community of Justice. He also noted the multiple threats facing ECOWAS, including geopolitical rivalries, terrorism, and climate change, and affirmed that the bloc's commitment to maintaining unity through dialogue and upcoming summits. You're watching the news update on Voice of the People TV. More stories after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The House of Representatives has approved the budget increase of 500 billion naira for the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to address Nigeria's housing deficit. Chairman of the House Committee on Housing, Ahmed Leary, reviewed this during a recent meeting with Housing Minister Ahmed Dangiwa in Abuja. Dangiwa had advocated for an increased budget to tackle the country's significant housing challenges, noting the inadequate allocations in previous years. Dangiwa emphasized the role of housing in job creation, stimulating local industry, and boosting the economy, explaining that investment in housing was financiable, viable. Revenues from sold houses could be recovered over time. He highlighted the establishment of the National Social Housing Fund and the National Land Registration and Titling Program to support affordable housing and land formalization. The minister also mentioned ongoing issues such as the need for revising the Land Use Act, addressing unpaid liabilities, and securing timely fund releases. Leary expressed satisfaction with the minister's presentation and pledged the committee's support for increasing the budget, underscoring the necessity of adequate funding to achieve the current administration housing policy goals. The All Progressive Congress (APC) has won the local government and councillorship elections in all 13 local government areas in Ebonyi State. The chairman of the Ebonyi State Independent Electoral Commission, Josie Eze, announced the results in Abakaliki, the state's capital. Eze reported that 3 political parties participated in the elections, which he described as free, fair, and credible. In Abakaliki local government, Ebere Stephen Mwogba won with 97,071 votes, while Timothy Mwachi secured 5,186 votes. In Afiko local government area, in Ida Kima, Ekuma Kama received 71,040 votes, and in Ebonyi local government, Chinedu Uboru scored 47,967 votes. Ogoduali, Norme, and Eupemia Wali won in their respective areas with 42,700 and 50,770 votes respectively. Sunday Nwoko and Emmanuel Aja gathered 83,791 and 35,905 votes in equal and evil councils respectively. Stephen Emelike secured 85,887 votes in Easy Council, while Agu Peace Ifoma received 48,000 392 votes. Flooding in the Gada local government area of Sokoto State has displaced 1,664 persons, according to a statement by the Sokoto Emergency Management Agency's Information Officer Abdullah Ghani. The flood, caused by heavy rainfall, also destroyed 779 hectares of farmland and affected the communities of Dantudu, Balankozo, Gidantudu, and Tisse. Detailed assessment revealed that dozens of houses and households were impacted in each village, with significant losses of livestock reported. In response, NEMA's Director General, Zubadia Umar, emphasized the importance of proper waste disposal and flood preparedness to mitigate such disasters. Speaking at an awareness campaign in Ado-Ekiti, Umar highlighted that indiscriminate waste dumping can trigger floods with severe health and property damage. You're still watching the news update on Voice of the People TV. Coming up shortly, business, sports, and entertainment stories. Stay with us.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
Now, welcome back. Now to some business stories. Nigeria produced over 236 million barrels of crude oil in the first half of 2024, according to the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. This marks an increase from the same period last year, but still falls short of the production levels seen in 2020. The country's daily crude oil production has fluctuated, with significant efforts being made to address issues of oil theft and infrastructure sabotage. The NNPC has announced plans to increase production to 2 million barrels per day, highlighting ongoing efforts to stabilize and boost the nation's oil output. Well, still in business, the federal government plans to collect over 425 billion naira from 7 banks through a one-time windfall tax on their 2023 foreign currency revaluation gains. The Senate has approved President Bola Tinubu's request to amend the Finance Act to impose this tax. According to reports revealed that the bank's Guarantee Trust Holding Company, United Bank for Africa, Access Holdings, FCMB Group, FBN Holdings, Zenith Bank, and Fidelity Bank recorded a total of 851 billion naira in forex gains for 2023. GTCO reported the highest gains at 441.79 billion naira, while Zenith Bank posted 228.98 billion naira. The amendment aims to impose a one-off tax of 50% on these gains. And now to some sports stories. The Super Falcons of Nigeria have unveiled the official squad numbers for the 2024 Olympic Games, marking their return to the event after a 16-year stay out. Star goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie will wear the number 16 jersey, while forward Aziza Toshuala retains her iconic number 8 jersey. Midfielder Christy Uchebi has been assigned the number 10 jersey, while captain Rajidat Ajibade donning number 15 and veteran defender Osinachi Ohale sticking with her number 3 jersey. Nigeria kicks off their campaign against Brazil on July the 25th at Stade Bordeaux, followed by matches against Spain on July the 28th and Japan on July the 31st, both at Stade de la Beaujeu in Nantes. Still talking sports, Nigeria's 100 meters hurdle world record holder Toby Amusa finished second at the pre-Olympics race in Florida on July the 20th, clocking a time of 12.60 seconds. The race was won by the U.S. Grace Stark, who finished with a time of 12.58 seconds. Despite a slow start, Amusa quickly recovered and increased her speed, clearing the hurdles at the Mike Holloway Pro Classic to secure second place. Earlier in the heats, Amusa clocked a time of 12.49 seconds ahead of U.S. champion Masai Russell. Amusa, aiming to become Nigeria's first athlete to win both a World Outdoor and an Olympic title, will be heading to the Paris 2024 Olympics, which runs from July the 29th to August the 11th. Still talking sports, now to some beach soccer news. In the first competitive match in 5 years, Nigeria's Super Sand Eagles triumphed over Mauritania with a 5-4 victory in the first leg of the Beach Soccer African Cup of Nations qualifiers. The keenly contested encounter in Nouakchott saw a resolute performance from Abdullah Issa's side, undeterred by their limited preparation time. Standout players included Victor Tale, Emeka Ogbonna, and Arome Issa. The second leg will be hosted by Nigeria on Saturday, July the 27th, and a win or draw will secure their place in the main competition this year. Well, Nigeria has clinched promotion to Davis Cup World Group 2 by defeating Ghana in the Group 3 African qualifiers held in Abuja. The 5-day competition concluded on Saturday, July the 20th, with thrilling matches that captivated a lot of fans. Key to Nigeria's success were Christopher Bulus and Michael Emmanuel, who overcame Ghanaian players Abraham Asaba and Isaac Norte with scores of 6-3, 6-2. With this victory, Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire have been relegated to Group 4, while Benin Republic remains in Africa's Group 3. Zimbabwe and Namibia also joins Nigeria in World Group 2 after securing their own impressive win. And then finally in sports, ESPN has named Super Falcons striker Aziza Toshuala and former Nigerian international Petroleum among Nigeria's 25 best athletes of the 21st century. The list highlights outstanding African athletes, featuring other Nigerians such as MMA star Israel Adesanya and Kamaru Usman, and American football player Osi Omeyora. Football legends Samuel Eto'o, Yaya Toure, Didier Drogba, Mohamed Salah, and Sadio Mane also made the cut. The list includes athletes greats like Kenenisa Bekele, Caster Semenya, Eliud Kipchoge, and Tirose Dibaba, showcasing the diverse talents across the continent. ESPN described Nwakocha as prolific in front of goal, further solidifying her place in African sports history. And then to some entertainment story. In a remarkable display of artistic prowess and national pride, Nigerian doctor and visual artist Dr. Fola David has set a new Guinness World Record for the largest individual painting. The monumental artwork, titled Unity in Diversity, spans over 689 square meters and aims to reach an outstanding 1,000 square meters. This extraordinary achievement has garnered widespread support from notable figures, including former presidential candidate Peter Obi, celebrated chef Hugh the Bassi, King of Steez Farouk Oreagba, and many more. Dr. David's painting, which vividly depicts the diverse ethnic groups of Nigeria through their unique attire, languages, and artistic expressions, has captivated the hearts of many. On the fourth day of the artistic marathon, Dr. David surpassed the previous record of 629.98 square meters held by Indian artist Ravi Soni since November 2021. However, he remains resolute in his mission to cover 1,000 square meters of canvas, a goal that symbolizes his unwavering commitment to showcasing Nigeria's rich cultural heritage. Moving on, and still in entertainment, popular American singer Sean Kingston and his mother, Janice Turner, have been indicted on federal charges relating to a $1 million fraud scheme. The indictment, handed down by a grand jury in South Florida, accused the duo of orchestrating an elaborate scheme to defraud multiple victims over several months. Sean Kingston and his mother allegedly engaged in a series of fraudulent activities that included grand theft, identity theft, and conducting an organized scheme to defraud. The indictment details how the scheme unfolded, with Kingston and Turner allegedly making payments with fraudulent checks and using stolen identities to secure loans and purchase high-value items. The legal team representing Kingston and Turner has expressed confidence in addressing the charges in court, stating that they look forward to a successful resolution. And with that, we've come to the end of the news update on Voice of the People television. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are at Voice of the People TV, and on all other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Coming up shortly is Business Hour with Frank Fibo. I am David Edwin. Do have a good morning.